True story. Happened 15 years ago and I had been living in an apartment with a friend of mine and my GF at the time. The building was fairly old but still modern. One thing I must point out is that my then GF mentioned that she was able to see spirits, but to her it was fairly normal and would not normally mention it. First encounter. I had gone for a shower and came back to my room and closed the door. My bedroom door was one of these self-lock doors, which when you close it the lock automatically locks in the side with a click, otherwise it doesn't properly close. Since I had lived there for a while, this was a normal habit of mine, and as usual, I would close the door until I heard the click. Since I only had a towel, I was drying myself with my back to the door and heard the door handle turn and open. Naturally I quickly grabbed the towel to cover myself and shouted out, "Wait, I'm changing here." After I looked around, the door had opened but no one was there. Thinking it was strange, I peered out of the room and looked around but no one was to be seen. My other roommates had their bedroom doors closed. So I knocked on my roommate's room and asked if they had just tried to come into my room, and they both said no, and it was obvious they were telling the truth because they were all in the middle of doing something. Second encounter, scary. One evening, my GF and I were chilling in my room and she was sitting on the floor in front of the laptop, watching TV series. I was sitting on my bed behind her, but after a bit I decided to lie down but still face the laptop to watch it. This is when it happened. The next moments were very clear to me. I was looking down from the ceiling at myself and everything had a kind white haze to it. The other me was lying down facing upwards and I could see my GF facing the laptop. Slowly, I started to feel like I was running out of breath, and I decided to call out to my GF but nothing came out. I tried again. Same thing happened. It got to the point where I was screaming at her for help and felt like I was about to suffocate. On my last breath, the next moment I woke up gasping for air and my GF was holding me with her face all shocked. After I managed to get my breath back, I asked her what happened. I was still pretty shaken up. She told me she had tried to get my attention when she was watching the TV series, and then after I didn't respond for a while, she turned around and noticed I was sleeping. However, she also noticed something didn't seem right and tried to wake me up, only I wasn't responding to her. She got up and started shaking me and calling out my name but was completely unresponsive. Then minutes later, yes minutes, I suddenly woke up and gasped for air. Completely freaked out, I remembered that I had these special paper talismans that had been blessed by monks to ward off evil. Yes, I never believed in them either, given to me and was told if I was ever in the presence of something not of this world that I should set it on fire. Note, I received it a year or so prior to this event. Protecting myself. Digging about in my desk, I found the old tin box which I kept it in. I pulled out the talisman and held it in front of me and set it on fire with a lighter. For me, the paper talisman slowly burned away into ashes. Nothing seemed to change. However, my GF looked at me and goes, "Did you hear that?" And I said no. She goes, "I heard something scream." Following that night, things seemed to go back to normal and I never experienced another encounter since. You may be thinking, oh, you must have been suffering myopia or something, but they say when there are spirits about, strange things that are out of place are noticeable. One of these was that near the windowsill on the inside of the room, there would always be dead ladybugs/ladybirds. Every few days they would appear. This happened for at least a year. Except, I lived next to a busy road and these windows were shut 100% of the time. After this burning, no ladybird ever appeared again.